The A to Z of isms. Xenophobism. Xenophobia is a term used to describe the fear and hatred of the foreign other. It is a fear that the other, the less deserving foreigner, will take away your way of life. Xenophobia has a long history. The Romans and Greeks labelled those outside their borders as barbarians, uncivilized brutes who needed to be conquered for fears of them contaminating the empire. And xenophobia is shaping the political debate today. In the campaign for Britain to leave the EU, we were starkly warned about the threat of the hordes of foreigners supposedly swarming to the border of Fortress Britain. The Prime Minister at the time of the vote, David Cameron, ushered in Brexit in part by badly misjudging the power of xenophobia when he assumed that people would not vote themselves poorer because they don't like Poles living next door. Across the Atlantic, Donald Trump was elected on a wave of xenophobia against the imagined criminal gangs, drug dealers and human traffickers supposedly pouring across the border with Mexico. Build the wall is the perfect slogan of our xenophobic times. But it would be wrong to confuse xenophobia with racism, though the two are often related. Racism is more than the fear of the other. It is a system of oppression based on the belief that so-called races are superior to others. Just as much of the Brexit vote was based on a desire to curb white migration into Britain. We have seen xenophobia in places like South Africa, where migrants from other African countries have been violently attacked by other black people who are themselves poor and lacking in opportunity. It is the logic of scarce resources, of the country being too full to sustain the outsider, and a reminder that you can be the victim of racism and perpetrate xenophobia. The Windrush scandal was caused by the hostile environment, a xenophobic policy aimed at squeezing out illegal immigrants by making checks of documents routine in all areas of life, including work, education, and even visiting the doctor. The unsurprising result was that many, including those who had legally come from the Caribbean post-war, lost their jobs or were deported to countries they had long left behind. But it was also the logical conclusion of decades of immigration policy that purposely restricted immigration from Britain's former colonies in the Caribbean, Asia, and Africa. The expansion of freedom of movement from Europe was a continuation of welcoming white migration whilst closing the door on people of colour. Xenophobic fears are easy to stir when inequality increases. The pain the so-called natives feel through poverty and inequality are turned onto the foreigner trying to jump the queue. It is no coincidence that following the increased inequality since the 2008 financial crisis, xenophobia has been on the rise across the world. Thankfully, there is a way to tackle this trend. When society is more equal and provides for all, there is no need to fear the other.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications for new videos. See you again soon.